Hey, welcome to Genre Exposure, a film podcast. Join us as we explore the wide world of cinema, broaden our horizons one movie at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin, and as usual, I am here with Jason.
Hey man, what's up?
What is up, my dude?
Hanging in there. Actually watched more movies
Heck
since
yeah.
our last very troubled pod production.
We had a real, I guess we would say come to Jesus moment, but that doesn't seem on brand. But we're back. We have an interesting movie to talk about. We've both watched a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Today we're doing The Lady in White, which was your pick.
It was indeed.
And we'll get into that in a bit.
Awesome.
But first we're going to do all our usual stuff, talk about what we've been watching, of which there are numerous this time. But first, we are part of the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, and we do love it. And when we have rampant technical snafus and technology turns on us and we find ourselves in a war of life and death, man versus machine, while we deal with that, you can go listen to the other cool podcasts on our network, check out what they've been doing. Many, but not all of them, are also about film and generally skew toward horror, so there's plenty of cool things you can get at to listen to. Go check them out. Go show them some love.
Do it. Do it now.
But all that being said, I want to
listen to us first, then go do it.
Yeah. Provided we're here.
Yeah.
Not in a war of life and death.
Oh, God.
Against technology.
Oh, well.
But yes, what have you been watching, my dude?
Well, okay, we watched a couple together.
We did.
Should we talk, or we've seen the same movie. Should we talk about those first?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about Fog City.
Yeah, let's back up on this. So this was during our odyssey of finishing Bury the Bride. Everybody was pretty stressed, and we just needed a day to chill. And so Michael of the podcast joined us.
Yes.
We all got together to watch a movie. And I brought a random assortment of Blu-rays, and from that random assortment, Jason, you selected the third film.
From our frenemy, Steve Walsh.
Yes. Fog City from 2023.
Yes. You've had this for a while.
I've had it for a while.
You keep kickstarting his movies for some reason.
Yeah, I have like a weird, it's like looking at a car crash kind of thing, you know? Like, I can't turn away, but also I keep supporting it and going along.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to weirdly enjoy his movies. But yeah, this is Fog City, and here it's about a mysterious fog forces a group of friends to take cover before it's too late. Yeah. Once trapped inside, they'll soon find out it's already too late.
Yeah.
IMDb says this is like a slasher horror.
It is not.
Not really.
You could be forgiven for thinking that based on his output.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Right.
This was kickstarted like his other films, Muck, Kill Her Goats, one that we've covered on the podcast proper, one that we've talked about in passing.
Yeah.
Neither which is very good.
No.
I'll stand for Muck. I think Muck's got some redeeming features in there, but...
Well, okay, that's one of my problems is that this movie lacks what I like about his other films,
right?
Which is all the TNA, just the 14-year-old loving gratuity.
Right, because that was kind of what he established his filmmaking career on. Is we're gonna go back to peak of 80s slashers. We're gonna have lots of TNA, lots of gore, all practical effects.
Right.
Does the story quite gel? Don't know. Who cares? Look at this cool shit, man.
Yeah, look at this hot chick.
And the very puerile, juvenile, but fun,
right?
Sort of horror.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
I love the hell out of that shit.
That's
I
awesome.
make no apologies. But I mean, you still kind of need a good movie there.
True.
And Fog City is infuriating because
it's like he tried to kick it up a notch.
Yes,
and
he tried to have a real story with real characters, but it's just, I mean. You were there. I mean, I called it a third of the way through of what the movie was going to be.
I want to set the scene a little bit. So, it's set in the Muckverse.
Yes.
We're in West Craven, which is our fictional...
this town sees a lot of shit. It's like Arkham.
East Coast town that has many things going on.
Including, Steve Walsh's summer house or something, apparently.
That we keep using. Most of it is shot in the house they used during Muck, which is funny. Oh, yeah, it's near Cape Cod. I'm learning things about this as I'm looking back at it. We have another cast of, I guess they're supposed to be, graduating high schooler. It's a little vague on if they're,
None of them look like they should be in high school,
no.
That's for sure. Maybe college, I don't know. Even then.
And I've got a main character, and she is,
None of them are likable.
None of them are likable. But her father owns this creepy factory that's supposed to deal with some kind of mysterious stuff.
Yeah, no one really knows what it is.
No one really knows what it is or what it does or what's going on with it, but there's always this danger that there could be a leak of what's there.
Yeah, and they're always teasing this girl about it.
Mm-hmm. And they really want you to think it's like either a zombie thing or like a rage virus thing.
Yes.
That's kind of like the rumors in the town.
Right.
That if
right.
this gas would like infect you and make you go crazy or something.
So all these people who don't like each other are gathered together at this house for a party, and then this creepy fog rolls in, and these alarms go off, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this is it. This is something's happened, and it's toxic out there, and we can't go." And we can honestly spend the entire episode talking about this movie.
It's not a good movie, but it is worth discussing.
So basically, they start accusing one another of whatever. Those tensions come boiling up, all the resentments and things like that.
Yeah, the main chick has like a best friend that's very resentful of her because she's like the it girl that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And,
so they start infighting and it escalates.
People cheat on one another and sleep with their boyfriends and start fighting more.
For some reason, her boyfriend can't get it up for either of them, and it's like a plot point that really goes nowhere.
I thought it was going to be something, and then it doesn't go anywhere. And then one dude just has like a freaking gun fetish.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets a pistol, he's just like waving it for the rest of the film.
Right. He has infinite ammo.
Weirdly, they toned down a lot of the TNA that you saw in his earlier films.
Boo.
They still got like hot chicks, but it's like it's reeled in now. It's no longer like, we got like this Playmate of the Month and that Playmate of the Month.
This is the mature Steve Walsh.
Which is sad because when you take that away, it's kind of just boring.
Yeah. Right.
And then even more sad, like the hottest chick in the movie is like the least utilized.
Yes.
They keep her locked in like a side room the whole film.
Right.
And just cut to her for reactions.
Yeah.
But Jason, do you want to just spoil this and give the big, brilliant twist?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I will spoil this for everyone. If anyone's interested in watching Fog City, just skip ahead like 30 seconds. Yeah, so I'm watching this, and it's literally like starting at the second half.
And also the entire time, Michael's between us, and he's just turning and like side-eyeing us and being like, you guys like this dude? Or...
Right, yeah. And it's like the beginning of the second act or whatever, and I'm like,
it's very early.
I'm like, shit. This is going to be one of those things where it's not really happening. It's not a toxic cloud. It's not a rage virus. It's not zombies. He's trying to pull a Twilight Zone, and it's just them fighting each other. And that's exactly what it was.
And folks, that's exactly how it happened.
Somehow it was a prank. These pranksters, these guys that they knew, somehow had fog machines that could like cover a
vast
county,
areas.
Because they tried driving away at one point.
Yeah.
And they realized, we can't get out of the fog. Let's just turn back. What kind of a fog machine are two Jambonis going to come up with in like an hour's time?
Did one of them get a temp job at Spirit Halloween and they took the entire stock of fog machines?
And they were like blaring a fake siren, and it's just so convoluted and ridiculous. It should have just been a normal, meteorological event, or maybe some sort of, fog did come out of the factory, but it wasn't toxic, and they were freaking out over. At least that would have been okay. But the fact that it was a prank, oh Jesus.
Or maybe just do the thing and don't subvert anything. And just,
right.
Yeah.
Don't try to be fucking clever. 'Cause...
and then I love the stinger ending where like the main chick is in the like SUV going crazy driving.
Yeah.
And she drives to the factory and crashes into the walls.
Yeah.
And then it just like hard cuts to black and you hear like screams and chaos.
And what sound like zombie moans.
Yeah.
So it's like Return of the Living Dead, which he's doing the remake of.
Yeah, that was where I wanted to go next. This is the dude who's been entrusted with the Return of the Living Dead franchise.
Mm-hmm. And the factory that we see, this is not an operational factory. It's like boarded up and abandoned. And... Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not fun, not good.
Bring back the boobs and more blood, Steve. That's what the people want. Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
If you're good at something, keep doing it.
Okay. Now let's go from
one perspective to the other.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
One end of the spectrum to the opposite other and talk about weapons.
Yes, Zach Kreger, Weapons, his latest film.
Oh my God. If you guys have not seen Weapons yet, go see Weapons.
Before we say anything, I will just come out and say contender for film of the year?
Yes. And I don't want to spoil it because I think there's still a lot of people that haven't seen it. So let's tread lightly.
The twist is so fucking good that I will not spoil it here because you need to experience it.
Right.
The way they tell the story is important. The way it unfolds is important.
Yeah, because you're following different people. Like there's chapters, and the name of the person comes up, and we're seeing the story from their perspective.
And only their perspective.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because as it goes, sometimes we will re-see the same scene, but from a different perspective, and get more information about what's going on.
It's got a great cast.
Amazing cast.
It is so unpredictable. Like, I had no idea where this movie was going to go, and I loved every second of it.
Not until it started to tell us what was going on, and then I was just like, oh, shit, it's this? Really?
Right. Then I got more excited. Yeah. But it's got Julia Garner, who I love. I loved her in Ozark. She's always great.
She's great. Josh Brolin
is killer in it.
He's really playing like a character, too. Like, you can't really tell it's him hardly at first.
Speaking of that, I didn't know that was Alden Ehrenreich in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
He plays a cop. And he fucking disappears in the role, and he's really good too. And like the president, or not the president, but the
principal
Benedict
Wong.
Benedict Wong. He's great. I don't want to say who else is great because that might spoil something.
We can stop there. That's kind of the core main people.
But
you've probably seen the trailer. You know the plot. It's elementary school, one class, all the kids but one kid vanishes in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They get some little footage of them running through the town on like security cameras.
Yeah.
No one knows where they go. The parents are blaming anyone in sight that they can find.
And people bring it upon themselves to try to solve this mystery. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Call of Cthulhu adventure, really.
It is. It's also very, I'm just going to say the term, Lynchian in a lot of ways, because you have this small town. And this small town has its own like bullshit going on. You've got people having affairs. You've got all kinds of other drama going on that's crossed up in this very serious thing that's going on.
And every character is somewhat flawed in some way. But they're very realistic.
They're so human.
Everyone's understandable. Even if you're like kind of not supposed to really like that character.
You know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, the director humanizes them and makes them a real full-fledged character. And that's just something you do not encounter enough, especially in horror films.
Especially Josh Brolin, who plays Archer. He's the father of one of the missing kids.
Yeah.
So at the start, he is like endlessly cruel to the teacher of the class, played by Julia Garner, because a lot of people obviously naturally will put the blame toward her because it's her class.
Right.
So he's like hopelessly cruel to her. But then in the course of him just trying to get involved and find the answers, like he becomes so heroic, and he eventually like kind of has a 180 on her even along the way.
Well, yeah, once he learns what's going. Yeah. Right. And then there's a story involving this like unhoused drug addict.
Yeah, James.
Which can easily be an annoying, obnoxious character, but he does a really great job at humanizing him too.
Yeah, he's surprisingly good. Surprisingly has a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And then even kind of the weird things he does, like you understand why. Because eventually he becomes like key to kind of unraveling things, but then he doesn't want to go to the police.
Yeah. Because
he's afraid of the repercussions.
And you feel bad for every character that ends unwell in this movie. You feel bad for them. It's so well done. It's so well done.
Also, great cameo with Justin Long, which I love. Just to have a little like piece of tie to Barbarian. It's not the same character or anything, but.
And just a quick note about how much I love this movie and how more movies need to actually do this is that, like Josh Brolin's character, he's like this contractor. And we see him, he's like sleeping in his son's room. His son's disappeared. He goes to the work site and he like got the wrong kind of paint. He's ordered some of the wrong things. We never get that scene where his wife comes to him and says, "Ever since our son disappeared, you've changed. You're just not who you used to be. You got to get it together." We never get that kind of exposition. It's show, don't tell, which is what good movies do. You know, no one ever comes to him and says, "Hey, you know, you're losing your shit. You should go see someone." No, we see it, you know.
Yeah, and we see their reaction, too, where they're like, I don't know how to even help him now or comfort him.
It's one of those little things that just goes such a long way.
And we won't discuss the ending or the twist, but I do want to say this about the ending. I fucking love the way they unfold and wrap up everything. And I also love that it's not like a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Like there's a roughness to it where like everything's resolved, everything's explained, but these people are irrecoverably changed by what happened.
Everything isn't tied up with a bow.
Right.
It's like real life.
Yeah.
You know?
And even the little frame piece of where it's like a kid telling the story.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did you hear what happened a few years ago?
It's very fairy tale-ish. Yeah. Like urban legendy.
God, it's so fucking cool, so good. Like after I saw it first of anyone in our little circle, and I've been doing nothing but badgering all of you. I convinced you to go watch it. You loved it. I convinced Colin to go watch it. He loved it.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's great.
So fucking good.
And Julia Garner is like really strangely hot to me for some reason. I'm not. I mean, I think she's an objectively attractive woman.
Sure.
But there's something about her that I'm just like really gravitated toward. I don't know what it is exactly. Yeah. If it's not a perfect movie, it's almost perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to reevaluate it after a year or two to see if it is a perfect film. But yeah, so far it's definitely the best horror film of the year.
And I think it's out for rental now on digital.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
It's still playing in theaters.
Where it's going to land streaming wise.
It was like #1 for weeks.
Yeah. Shattered a bunch of records, made a ton of money. I'm going to buy the Blu-ray day one because Tiffany did not go see it with me, and I have to expose it to her as well.
It's actually a great theater film, too.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it with a pretty good crowd. The theater was maybe half full.
I went like the second week, and it was a little tiny theater, and they sold it out.
Nice.
I was like, that's crazy.
Right.
It was the middle of the day, too.
The audience was good. It's a good adult film for adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do not show kids.
No, it's not for children,
Some
for sure.
very explicit parts in there. We just can't stress it enough. So good.
Yeah.
You need to see it before the year's out.
Okay, all right.
And now there's maybe one more thing we can talk about together if you've seen it. We're a little behind on this due to the whole Bury the Bride fiasco, but did you watch the short Sweet Revenge?
I have not.
Oh my god!
I know. I keep missing it. I keep forgetting to watch it. I need to.
Okay, maybe we'll put a pin in that, and
I know.
I'll assign this to you as homework for next time.
I know it's short. I know I have no excuse.
I really want to talk about it together more than just me. So
I will watch it for next time.
Yeah, pin in that.
All right.
What else have you been watching in the meantime?
Well, I went to the theater. There's been actually a few good movies to see in the theater. So I went back and saw The Toxic Avenger.
Hell yeah.
And my wife went with me.
Oh.
And
Wow.
She's not into the same movies I am. She usually like catches a glimpse of what I'm watching and is like, "You watch the weirdest shit." You know, that's the stuff I get. But she was in a good mood. She wanted to make me happy. She went with me, and she had a good time. She enjoyed it.
And she helped raise medical debt by going to see it.
Exactly.
Which is a great stunt.
That's right. I really liked it. It's a really good movie. It's a worthy remake. It's definitely in the spirit of Trauma. Not quite as outrageous as Trauma would get.
Yeah, I heard it doesn't feel like a Trauma film, but...
No. I kind of, in some ways, I wish it went a bit further, like with the gore and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my biggest complaints. There's a lot of CG gore, which is fine, because it does keep it light. It's very cartoony. Peter Dinklage is great. He's hilarious. Someone else actually plays Toxie.
Oh, really?
It's a shorter female stunt performer who's
wow.
in the suit. But they sync up the voice really well, and she does a good job of like kind of mimicking Dinklage's movements and stuff, mannerisms.
Neat.
And the voiceover alone is hilarious anyway. Kevin Bacon's in it, and he's funny. This is a Macon Blair movie. We all love him. His work with Jeremy Saulnier and all that.
Oh, yeah.
What can I say? It's pretty funny. It's not perfect. It's not for everyone. Like if you don't like Trauma films, don't go watch this. If you don't like things like Psycho Goreman, don't go watch this. Because it reminded me a lot of Psycho Goreman. It has that same kind of vibe.
Cool.
You know.
I like it.
I recommend it highly. It's a lot of fun. There's a great scene where Dinklage gets to sing a Motorhead song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and before we get too far away from it, speaking of Psycho Goreman, they're doing that remake of Deathstalker.
Yes.
Keep your eyes out for that.
I'm pretty fucking excited about this.
Just want to make sure people know that's a thing.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really looking forward to it. Did you ever see Frankie Frico?
No, it's on my list to get to.
Yeah, it's fun. Not Psycho Goreman level fun, but fun. The only other thing I watched recently, I'll talk about very briefly, was the movie Marshmallow. This is a recent horror film set in a summer camp of kids.
Okay.
It came out just this year, actually, it looks like. The tagline, the synopsis is, when a once fabled campfire tale becomes real, a group of campers uncover a profound secret that questions their very existence.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie that you would watch.
It does, doesn't it? I like it because it actually cast kids.
Oh.
And they're mostly good actors, and they act like kids, you know. Bunch of bullies, bunch of goobers and nerds. I liked it. I want to like it more than I did. I don't want to say much about it.
Okay.
Because it's one of those movies where things are not as they seem. But it's got a cool atmosphere, and I like the kid performances. I kind of wish it was more of a traditional slasher, honestly. Because where it goes, I felt it was kind of like...
okay.
I don't want to say too much, but it will make you think of certain films. It may make you think of certain films we've talked about on this podcast.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
It's good or bad, depending.
It's streaming, and I think it's streaming for free. I think it's on Shudder somewhere. You know, you could spend an hour and a half doing far worse things than this. I think it's average. Maybe slightly above average. But, you know. I still don't understand the title, though. Anyway.
You roast marshmallows on the campfire?
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not really selling this, I know.
Okay.
Because I'm not really quite sure how I feel about it. But it's worth watching.
That's okay. It's okay to walk away and not know.
Yeah. Anyway, what else have you got?
I've been trying to check off stuff that I missed. So I circled back for the monkey.
Yeah, what you think about
Osgood Perkins. I'm often critical of him.
You are. Too critical, I think.
And in that same vein, this one was a lot of the same. I liked some of the ridiculousness of it, some of the over-topped craziness that it gets into.
Yeah.
It definitely has those Stephen King vibes to it, especially with the, like, overarching narrative of it, like, following through their lives as they grow up and all that kind of stuff. But you know, where it ends up going is, like, pretty fucking crazy.
Sure.
It gets into this place of, I don't care to spoil this one because I don't think it's remarkable, but
It's been out long enough.
with the one brother being obsessed with acquiring the monkey and using it, and how he kind of blames his brother for the death of their mother.
Yeah.
It's just fucking wacky dacky, and he's got the big like screen of televisions and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, this is a comedy, first and foremost. It's a very dark comedy.
And that was my main thing, is like when we got into the back half of the film, I was just like, I hate every decision they're making at this point and where this is going and what it's about.
Okay.
So again, it's like what puts me off with his movies. Like, I feel like he starts with really strong ideas and a really cool premise and a hook. And then eventually at some point we got to start explaining things. And then it just veers into a place that I don't ever want to go.
So I didn't feel that way about this movie. I was fine with where it went, you know. It's not a great film. I grant you that. It's definitely not his best. Have you seen Blackcoat's Daughter yet?
No.
Okay, you need to watch Blackcoat's Daughter. But yeah, I think I like Osgood Perkins more than you do.
For sure.
So I'm fine with it. I think it's great. I like Longlegs. I liked where it went. I didn't feel like... I think his movies are suitably weird and different enough. I'm okay with the unpredictability or like the weirdness they have. You know, it's my flavor of weird. So I'm okay with it.
Okay. And then I circled back for Clown in a Cornfield. Mostly just because it landed on Shudder.
Talk about forgettable.
Really forgettable. Not that great.
I think it's a wasted opportunity, I think.
The main character, Quinn, is played by Katie Douglas. I thought her performance was really, really good. I don't think she's done too many films and not much that's horror, but I think she could be a good person to keep doing horror films if she would stick in there.
Plus she's a cutie.
That helps. I just don't know. You know, like Friendo is supposed to be like this horror character that can be a thing, and I know the novels have like sequels.
Sure.
Where they keep making it more of a thing. And
our buddy Michael says the novel is quite different from this movie. It was so... Is this a clown pun? It was so on the nose. And just, really? Okay. All right.
I think for me, and again, I am going to spoil this right now because I don't think it really matters too much, but the twist is that it's like people in the town and there's multiple people dressing up as Friendo to like kill the kids. And
because they don't like woke.
Yeah.
That's basically
That's all it is. It's just really dumb.
It's people taking turns playing the clown, and there's multiple clowns at once. And I knew there was going to be multiple clowns before the multiple clowns showed up.
It's just really dumb and not exciting or engaging at all. And
yeah,
you're kind of like, that's it.
It's like baby's first horror movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which, you know, everyone has the entry point, you know, but
sure,
there are far better entry points than this.
And I think what's stunning is that this is the director for Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is like
Big step down.
a great film, just so good. I can't believe it's the same person.
Well, I mean, this was a higher job. I don't think his heart was really in this one.
Fair enough.
I don't think it was a passion project, Anyway.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was not a pass for me. I gave it like maybe 2 or 3 stars or something, like just a very general.
I think you were more gracious than me.
It's not terrible. It's not like if it was your first horror film, I guess it's okay. But
what did I give it? I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
I was looking back at our movies we watched. Sorority Rose on here.
Oh God,
big 1-star movie.
The less said, the better.
Anything else, man?
Anything else? I think that's the gist of it.
Okay.
I do want to cap off some things that kind of got lost in our delays. So it's been a while now. I kept putting it off, but Gundam G-Quacks ended.
Oh, right.
A few months ago.
The G-Quack saga. Yes.
Most excellent, most satisfying.
Okay.
Goes to a weird place that's very meta. So I kind of rescind it's great if you're a first timer that doesn't know anything, because when you get to the end, it expects you to know
that's annoying.
Know all the Gundams to get the references and stuff.
It's like those damn comic book movie stingers.
Yeah.
Some guy shows up, everyone's losing their mind. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Why should I fucking care?
So maybe tread carefully if you're going into it, but I still quite enjoy it.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, on the subject of anime, I did get in my copy of Urotsuka Doji.
Yes.
A.K.A. Legend of the Overfiend.
Put up by Discotech. And then October, they're doing a second set with all the other OVAs.
Now, I had the, the Perfect Blue collection that came out years back on DVD. And this set does something that I am very happy about, because the Perfect Blue edition did not have it. But this has the dubbed track on it, the English language one, which I know usually you don't want.
It's fucking hilarious, though.
It's hilarious. The voice work is actually really good to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's the one I grew up watching. So I have, some fondness for it. Especially the guy who plays Amano Jacko. I just really love his voice. It's great. His performance is wonderful.
We're dancing ever closer to finally covering it, I think.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. But I think that's good. I think we can progress now to our main course.
Let's do it.
All right, so today we're talking about Lady in White, 1988, directed by Frank LaLoggia.
Yes. Now, this is one I saw as a kid when it came out on VHS, because, as I previously stated, I saw all movies when they came out back then.
And it's your special wheelhouse of a film. We have a young child who goes on a whimsical adventure and becomes endangered.
Does it really pop up that often? Is that really a thing for me? I need to go back and look.
Do I need to go back and pull all the episodes?
Wow, that's weird. This is not a conscious thing. I don't know why this keeps happening. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this came out in 88. I think it was actually shot in 86.
It was, yeah. It took them a bit to get it out.
Let's see. IMDb calls it a supernatural horror.
Sure.
A whodunit.
Technically.
A fantasy. I think that works.
Sure.
Horror.
You already had that.
Mystery and thriller.
Sure, that kind of goes hand in hand with a whodunit.
Yeah, shorthand, I would call this a supernatural thriller.
Okay. Wikipedia has it as supernatural horror mystery.
Yeah, that works.
I think that's a pretty decent.
Yeah, because when I think of thriller, I think of mystery too. Mm-hmm. I think that's the thing that separates a horror film from a thriller film.
Right. Thrillers have that mystery question in there. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Yes, written and directed by Frank LaLoggia. He had only done one movie before this, Fear No Evil.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
I have. It is... Oof. I'm actually struggling to remember a lot about it. It's very odd. It's very, very uneven, but it has some cool moments and a cool atmosphere.
It has a cool poster.
It does have a cool poster. It's like pretty much a satanic movie. It's like this dude's the Antichrist. So this came out post Omen and all that. it's worth checking out. I'm pretty sure it's streaming on Shudder right now.
Ooh, okay. This film has an interesting history, I learned.
Yes, please. Sure.
It was completely financed through penny stocks. They started a company called New Sky Communications, and it was a public company set up by LaLoggia and his cousin. It was traded on NASDAQ for 10 cents a share. This was the first and only known occasion of a single feature film being financed this way.
That's awesome.
And after they made a 7-minute promotional reel, they were able to secure $4.7 million from 4,000 investors.
That's a tidy sum.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to bash Kickstarter a little bit. Now, there's nothing wrong with Kickstarter at all. I've backed some projects.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly happy. But I do miss that old method of you want to make something, you raise the money. Mm-hmm. Either you put your own money in it or you get investors who get something back for their investment. Because with Kickstarter, the only thing you're getting is the product you're paying for anyway. Mm-hmm. You're not... Like if they make $1 billion off their product, you're not getting a piece of that. There's absolutely no risk to the person doing the Kickstarter.
It definitely got muddy when actual companies started doing Kickstarters.
Right.
And it's more like you're pre-ordering the product than you're
exactly
putting faith in their vision or something.
Right. Which is why it really annoys me when people or corporations that have money do that. Mm-hmm. It's like, just fucking make the product. If you don't have enough faith in it that it's going to sell, maybe don't do it. Yeah. Anyway.
And there's a whole other conversation you can get into about FOMO and how that works on people and yeah.
It can be. I think for small indie people who just don't have that money, it could be great, but I don't know. Like
the Never Hike Alone films, I've backed every single one of those. Right. Totally happy with it. Love that I did it.
Yeah, because they come out on fucking YouTube. They're not, they're not, I guess they get some money for that. I don't know though, because it's copyrighted kind of.
I'm pretty sure by how fan films work, they just, with the money they get, they have to put into
I don't know. That's something interesting to look into. I don't know how that works exactly. Because you can make a lot of money on YouTube, but some things you can't make money off of. So anyway.
Who knows?
Who knows? No one knows. There's no way to find out. Life's a mystery.
Just ask ChatGPT or something. I don't know.
Anyway, I digress. So you had never seen this movie before?
I had not, no.
But you had heard of it,
I had heard of it. Is
this the one you had a copy of?
So some time ago, there's a whole thing about how there's a director's cut of this, and then there's a longer director's cut, and apparently there's an even longer.
Yeah, there was a 160-minute version or something at some point.
And one time in a horror group recently, because we can get into it, but there was a Scream Factory release of this. And it had a more extended director's cut, but not that super long one. And I think it's the only version that had that, and they let it go out of print. And I think the director or someone related to the film put a digital file out of that longer extended cut.
Right.
And was kind of hey, download this because you're not going to be able to get it anymore.
Which I respect.
I've got it somewhere on an external hard drive. I couldn't find it before we recorded, but that was my own thing of knowing about it as people were oh my god, this movie.
I would be interested in seeing the longer cut, but this is almost 2 hours as it is, and I think it's plenty. I don't think it overstays its welcome, but I think any more would be overkill. So I think whatever was cut was wisely cut.
It's 40 more minutes of footage basically. So.
And I would argue maybe a bit more could have been cut. Which brings us to the opening of the movie, which is a totem flashback that I think is unnecessary.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. So we open with a frame story.
Yeah.
And it's a very Stephen King frame story.
Oh, well, yeah. The whole thing's very Stephen King.
We have an author.
Mm-hmm. Writes horror books. And he's taking a cab out of New York and heading to his home. Yep. The small town of, what was it called?
Willow something.
Willow Point Falls, upstate New York.
And the cabbie's talking to him because his wife loves to read his books.
Mm-hmm.
And as they get there, he wants to make a stop in a cemetery.
Yep.
Look at a grave. And he stops there and he's looking at the grave and...
There's 2 graves. They both have the last name of Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. And the cabbie asks him about it. He's like, what's the deal with these graves?
And he proceeds to tell the cabbie about it. This is probably 5 minutes. You could.
And we get a weekly flashback.
Yeah, right. To the 1960s.
Yes.
It's set in 1962.
And we have his voice as like a narrator, kind of.
Yeah, it comes in and out. It's not constant. It's not like, say, like Silver Bullet.
One of my criticisms, and I'll just say it now, I feel like after the halfway point of this movie, they forget there was a frame story.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, right, I'm back. Yeah. I think the setup's unnecessary. I think the narration's unnecessary.
Completely.
That is a minor complaint, but it's something that could have been cut. It's like the narration to Blade Runner. It's just, you don't need... I could see what's happening. I don't need it. And the stuff you're explaining doesn't need to be explained. Anyway. Yeah.
There's some dumb executive like, well, if we don't explain it, how are they going to know?
Audience is too stupid to know. Yeah. So immediately I'm in love with this movie because it's set during Halloween.
Mm-hmm. And it's about little kids.
It's upstate New York. It's about little kids. So there's this gorgeous fall foliage everywhere.
Yeah, it looks good. Also, cinematography is fucking great in this film.
It's a gorgeous movie.
It was actually, the DP was Russell Carpenter, who later won the Oscar for Titanic. So that just...
Yep. I see.
A lot of talent in this film.
Not shocking at all.
No.
Yeah, it looks great. Lots of great classic Halloween decorations. Vintage stuff that I wish I could have jumped into the movie and grabbed and brought back out. I think I saw a couple I have, actually.
And we meet our lead, which is Frankie Scarlatti.
Yes.
Played by Lucas Haas.
Yep. And he does a good performance. This is a good kid performance.
He's a weird kid, and he plays it well.
Yes. I relate to this child. He's a monster kid. Mm-hmm. And in the 1960s, the kids who were like into famous Monsters of Filmland and the Aurora monster model kits, which we see later, they were called monster kids.
And it's what we would have been.
Absolutely. We meet his family. There's a very, very schmaltzy, cutesy, saccharine setup.
So as we're meeting their family, I turned to Tiffany. I said,
"What the fuck's Jason doing?"
I said, "What in the Amblin Entertainment is going on in this movie?"
Yeah, it's very Spielbergian. Because we meet, it's Frankie, and he's what, about 12 or something?
Yeah, thereabouts. He has an older brother,
Gino, who's a dick to him,
played by Jason Presson.
Yeah.
But it's weird because he's a dick to him, but he's also like...
Well, he's a big brother. He loves him.
He loves him.
He's going to give him a hard time because it's what big brothers do, right?
Yeah. I liked their bond.
Yeah. Alex Rocco is the father.
Angelo.
Yeah. And he's really good. It's cool to see Alex Rocco in a sympathetic role because he usually plays an asshole or a gangster or something. Probably most famously in The Godfather.
He's a very loving dad in this movie.
Have you seen The Godfather?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, he's the one. He's Mo Green.
Get the fuck out of here, Jason. What are you talking about?
I'm just, because sometimes you don't like those types of movies.
I love crime movies.
Okay, all right.
I've seen The Godfather.
I'm just checking.
Okay.
I never know what there's some sorts of movies like Jaws. You hate Jaws, and I'm like, how can you?
But I've seen it.
Anyway, yeah, he's Mo Green. He's the guy who gets shot in the eyeball in The Godfather, but he's a really nice guy here. Mm-hmm. And we meet, they live with their grandparents.
Yeah.
Who are like first generation Italian immigrants. And Grandpa likes to smoke, but he has to hide it.
Yeah.
And this is a running gag throughout the movie.
Because she doesn't want him to be smoking.
Right. She's always coming up to him and he's getting in trouble for it. And, like setting himself on fire and stuff like that. So, Frankie's dressed up as Dracula, as you should.
He's got this cool Bela Lugosi mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the little plastic ones that just has like the string around the back.
It reminds me of one of the masks in Trick or Treat that
the
kids in the bus are wearing.
Oh, yeah.
That one may have been modeled after this. I don't know.
Could be.
But yeah, and they're racing like to get to school. And his brother's kind of being a dick about it. They're riding on their bikes, going through all these little mini adventures.
Mm-hmm. And as these were happening, this is where I need to get a direct quote real quick.
Okay.
Because Tiffany did watch this with me.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're on their way to school, she turned to me.
Yeah.
She had a comment. And she looked to me and she said, let me find it so I have it exact. She said, "Why the fuck does Jason pick all these weird-ass horror movies with little kids as main characters and there's always some hokey bullshit going on?" And I fucking died. And I had to immediately tell you. And then you were like, well, I'm watching it with Karen now.
Yeah, we had just watched that scene.
But as we're going through this opening stuff, we meet some other kids. He's got some bullies.
Yeah.
They pick on him.
Louie and Donald.
Louie and Donald. And the one kid straight up drops the hard N-word in this movie.
He does. He does. At one point,
which alarmed me at first, especially because Tubi and their infinite wisdom for commercial breaks cut to a commercial break right after it was said.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really have time to process the moment. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But there's like a undercurrent. There's a theme in this film, I think, about racism and prejudice.
There is.
And we'll see that more as the plot progresses.
Yes.
Let alone just the actions of this kid. And I think it's important the fact that his family are Italian immigrants.
Yes, it is.
Because you can tell the way his grandparents' experienced life has influenced his father and onto him. And especially with Angelo, the way he reacts to certain things, you can tell it's coming from a place of like, he's been through all this before himself.
Yeah.
And he can see it for what's really going on.
Because we've got an Italian family living in America in the 60s.
Yeah.
So they probably like fled fucking Mussolini's regime or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, they know something about, fascism and authoritarianism and people being put down.
And then especially in New York, that first wave of immigrants coming in, there was a lot of racism and prejudice that they felt.
Right.
So I really liked in this movie just how kind of layered that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't just kind of this casual, like, look, racism, bad thing. It was like, it really was like, let's wrestle with this shit that's here.
I agree. And when the kid uses the N-word, Frankie, the acceptable word at the time, he says, it's Negro. Don't say that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we wouldn't say that word now either.
Right.
But at the time, that was like the preferred nomenclature. So Frankie knows what's what.
Yeah.
Frankie's woke is what I'm trying to say. Frankie's woke as shit.
Oh, man, leave Frankie alone.
There is one little thing here that happens during their bike chase that pays off later. Not only does Frankie fall into cement and he has on him throughout the rest of the day at school. It's like slowly drying on his costume. But he comes across this department store that has pet alligators for sale. Little baby alligators.
And they're adorable.
They are really cute. But see, he finally gets to school. And I love the classroom decorations in here.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's dressed up.
You've heard of the war on Christmas. Well, the war on Halloween, I don't think any classroom would look like this these days.
No,
there's jack-o'-lanterns
fucking
everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah, everyone's dressed up. It's amazing.
And they're doing fun Halloween stuff.
Frankie gets to tell a story that he wrote after seeing The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
I was going to say, this is basically The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
But that's what you do when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You just recycle what you've seen.
And I loved his story because it's like, oh, and they defeated the monster. Or did they?
Yeah. What if he had a baby?
It's so good. And then there's this cute little girl in his class that has a crush on him.
Yeah.
And she's like doting over him. She's like, oh, that's such a good story.
Yeah. She has like braces and the whole deal. And she says, I wish I was as weird as you. Now, if you don't think that hit my then 13-year-old heart watching this movie, yeah.
It's so good. It's so heartwarming. And I was like, at this point, I was starting to be like, what's happening to me? I like this movie.
Uh-huh. See?
And then we got to talk about his teacher, too. There's a weird... She's a very cool character, first of all. And
she looks like the stereotypical 60s teacher.
Yeah.
She's got the pinched face. She's got the glasses. Her hair's up in a bun, She gets into a story, though,
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But just... She's such a good teacher. She's so kind, and she can tell that Frankie's this weird kid, and she's like been encouraging him and being very kind to him. And
yeah, don't you wish you had that?
It pulled at my heart.
Yeah. I had a couple that were kind of like the librarian, third grade librarian I had was like, you need to read Edgar Allan Poe. So there are a few teachers that are cool like that.
Yeah, my one I always remember, and I'll shout her out here. Was my high school English teacher. Mrs. Mott, she pushed Catcher in the Rye to me.
Cool.
When everyone else was reading other stuff I had already read. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
But she talked you out of trying to kill the president, so that's good.
What?
The guy who assassinated Reagan had Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about that.
Or tried to assassinate Reagan. Anyway, let's move away from that, shall we?
I'm not trying to lose my job out here. Hey.
The job that we don't get paid for.
Try to cancel us.
So Frankie, being the good nerd he is, stays after the teacher,
Yep.
after school to help the teacher.
And it's sweet. It's very cute.
It is.
And we get a little like dialogue between them that's telling you more about Frankie. He did this whole thing of like selling, what was it? Like some kind of candy or something.
Yeah.
Like one of those like funding drive things.
Right,
And
right.
he was like super entrepreneurial about it and all this stuff.
Yeah.
However, Donald and Louie, his bullies,
Yeah.
they're one to bring Frankie down a peg. Because he's just having too good of a day.
Yeah, they were in the cloak closet earlier. Mm-hmm. This is the room attached to the classroom that has doors where all the kids put their coats and such. And they find his cap, and they're like, well, they throw it up in the rafters. And they're like, let them go find that later. So they have a plan. Yeah, they're really planning this out. So after Frankie leaves, the kids are hanging out in the cemetery and stuff. Call Frankie over, and they're like, oh, it's cold out here. It's so cold. Where's your cap, Frankie? And he's like, oh, I must have left it. So he decides he has to go back to the cloak closet to get it. So he doesn't want to get in trouble with his dad or whatever, you know.
And then they sneak back in the meantime
and that's when he says
lock him in there.
Yeah, yeah. And that's when the kid says the N-word and stuff. And
it's because the janitor, dude named Willie, is black.
Right.
And they're very unfair to him in this film. I'm just going to say that.
And Frankie does belt Donnie, too.
Yeah.
He freaking hits him.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
This has a bit of that A Christmas Story energy to it as well.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Especially when the last half of it is set during Christmas.
Yeah.
So you get a Halloween and a Christmas movie with this. So he goes back to the school. Isn't there something always creepy about a school after hours? Did you find that to be true?
I think that's very true, and I think as a fan of J-horror that Japan intimately understands this, and that's why they often use that as a setting. There's something about a place where it's supposed to be kids, and they're all supposed to be there, and they're doing their thing.
Right.
And then when you remove all of that, and you don't have the kids, nor do you have like the parental guardians present
and
either.
it's also dark because it's
dark.
a place you're never at night.
You see it differently. It feels different.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a school like out of time?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When it would be active. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Especially like for doing like theater rehearsals.
Yeah, or like setting up for like a event or something. Yeah.
Right.
And it's just weird. It feels different.
It's weird. It's very creepy.
Yeah. When I was in elementary school, we thought our elementary school was haunted.
Yeah, of course.
And it was by a lady in a red dress. So the whole lady in white plot that we're going to get into eventually in this definitely kind of struck me on this film.
Okay.
And also because like I think that our lady in red story was kind of just a variant on that same urban legend.
Okay. Well, that's something I was going to ask you.
Everywhere.
I was going to ask you about that later. So,
but I remember, I was in like Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts growing up. And when I was in Cub Scouts, our meetings were in the library of the elementary school that was in the basement.
Oh, wow.
And so we would come there and go down into the basement, and it would be like completely dark other than just like down the steps and then into the library room. But then the rest of the big long basement had like the bathrooms and it had the boiler room, and then all of that was cast in darkness.
Oh, wow.
And so like, yeah, you got those vibes,
that's
man.
Creepy. That's very creepy.
I've forgotten so many things about being a little kid and being in elementary school, but that's one thing like I'll never forget.
Yeah. And this movie captures that feeling perfectly, I thought.
For sure.
Because he's dark, there's weird shadows everywhere, and the familiar becomes unfamiliar and creepy.
Hell yeah.
So he goes in there, but the bullies lock him in the cloakroom. And he bangs on the door, and they leave, and he's like, shit, I'm stuck here. So he gets up on the rafter, and he's like looking out the window and sees them running off. And it's cool, there's a cemetery right next to this school. That's even creepier. So he just kind of like hunkers down and stays up in the rafters.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? There's even a point he like pulls his mask down, and he's like sleeping and stuff up there. But then,
because predictably, he has the right logic. I'll stay in this place.
Right.
They'll notice I'm missing. They'll look for me. They'll find me.
Right.
Which unfolds, but before it unfolds,
something happens. Something supernatural happens.
Yeah.
Because the ghost of a little girl comes into the room, and she's obviously talking to someone. Not to Frankie, but someone. And she's doing that thing where ghosts reenact.
Yeah, this is what we call a residual haunting in the paranormal field.
Yes, please.
More Ken, you'd call like the stone tape theory. Whatever's happened has been kind of impressed upon the area, and it continually replays itself.
Right.
Though, not perfectly, because eventually she does interact with him.
Yes.
So there is some sentience there. It's like she's kind of stuck in this loop that keeps happening every day, but she does have some agency to herself.
Right. So she's talking to someone about how it's like, I think she says something how this person bought the dress she's wearing, and she knows his favorite song. We're just going to say he, because it's definitely a he.
Obviously, it's a he.
And she sings the song, and it's that, what is that song?
Did you ever see A Dream Walking?
Thank you, yeah.
I forget who made it, but Bing Crosby,
Bing Crosby singing.
performed it.
Yeah.
Which I have a note about that. Apparently in the DVD commentary, the director said he got the idea to use that song because he heard it in the Eddie Cantor movie Roman Scandals. However, that song is actually not in that movie, but it was in the musical Sitting Pretty, which came out the same year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he probably just got that mixed up.
I misremembered. Oh, we did skip something. There was kind of an important thing because Frankie has a dream. He has a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Before the girl shows up.
Yeah. Take us back.
Yeah, because...
he has a dream about his mother's death.
Yeah, about
because
her.
that's the one character we'd never met, and
Yeah.
we learned that she's already gone.
He has a dream about her funeral, and we learned that, infer that she's no longer there because he has a dream. He's at the funeral, but then he looks over, but she's alive, and he's all happy again. Then it cuts right back to her being in the casket. And it does a good job of capturing that dream-like ethereal feel too, I thought.
And it feels like the way a child would like kind of process that some, where it's like not perfectly recalled, but like fragmented in a way.
Right. So then, then the little girl comes in, and she's like reenacting her last conversation with this person, and she starts to get kind of scared. She wants to go home, but then we see her like she's struggling, like fighting against something. We can't see her attack her.
No.
Only her. She's reenacting only her half. And like her dress is getting ripped and she's getting choked.
It gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is traumatizing for the kid.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a note about it. When they first ran this by the MPAA, they gave it an R rating.
Right.
And they had to actually appeal and fight a bit to get it knocked down to PG-13.
Yeah. It's definitely...
Which it came out 88, so this is in the wake of the whole
This is right
PG-13 stuff.
It's definitely a PG-13 movie. It's not
for
an
sure.
R movie.
But man, it does go to some dark places at times.
It does indeed.
Namely, him observing this assault.
Yeah. We hear like something clatter, fall to the floor, and it falls into the vent. But she gets choked out. She's laying on the ground.
And we can see the form picks her up.
We hear the footsteps,
Oh, yeah, we hear the footsteps, yeah.
It goes over to the vent, and we hear the vent kind of like someone's pulling at it, but can't get it open. And then we see the body raise up like it's being carried.
And it goes out the door.
Yeah, it goes through the door. And Frankie is freaked out.
As one would be, yeah.
He sits there for a minute, and then we hear the bell chime. It's 10 o'clock. And then someone really does come into the door.
Yeah. It's dark. They've got gloves on. They've got some kind of mask on. So already in the darkness, he can't really see who this is.
Right.
But they kind of stumble with their flashlight and make a beeline for that little spot on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to the vent. And he got a screwdriver with him. He's trying to get it open. But then he hears something. And there's like a rat up there with Frankie and shit like that. Getting closer to him, and he moves.
This is where it gets more Amblin-like again.
Yeah, so whoever this person is sees Frankie, grabs him, and Frankie's wearing his mask because he pulled it down when he saw the ghost girl. She was scared. And this dude drags him off and like starts choking him.
Yeah. And then we get this startling scene where he chokes him out.
Yeah.
And then he becomes spirit and like fucking like astral travels and soars over the town.
He's flying over the town. He's like astral projecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, what is this movie?
And I think this is where like the fantasy tag comes in too.
For sure, yeah.
Because he finds himself like in the graveyard next to a grave. It's the ones we saw from the beginning of the movie. And he talks to the little ghost girl. Her name's Melissa.
Yeah, she shows up there too.
She says her mommy's lost and she can't find her, and asks Frankie to help.
Yeah, so it's like she died, she was murdered, and she's got this lingering regret of wanting to be with her mother.
Right. And then suddenly Frankie wakes up. His father is giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, which some pedant I saw online said that wasn't widely taught at this time. And I'm like, whatever, who cares?
Okay. And what do you want for that? Like a medal? I mean, I don't know what to do with that information.
Yeah. His dad seems like a worldly kind of guy. Maybe he picked it up, you know. I mean, he was probably in the fucking service at some point, right?
One of his best friends is a police officer, so
yeah, right. So yeah, Frankie wakes back up.
CPR wasn't widely taught back then.
I know. It pissed me off, dude.
Fucking fight me, dude. Come on, let's go.
So meanwhile, the cops are arresting the janitor.
Yeah,
downstairs. Willie. And he's just sitting there minding his business. He's asleep. He's like TV showing snow. He's got a little TV there.
Yeah, we learned that he did his janitorial duties, had a little drink, and then conked out in his office.
What else are you gonna do all night? I can't blame the dude.
And even though he was there and asleep and totally out of it,
yeah,
they naturally blame him.
Of course,
he's the closest person.
He just happens to be black. Oh,
it happens to be black.
That's just a bonus for them. Yeah.
But it's funny because you can immediately tell that Angelo doesn't buy it.
Yeah,
he's like, it just doesn't make sense that it would be him. We know him.
Yeah,
it doesn't. None of it adds up at all.
Mm-hmm. So Frankie's in his room waking up. And this is where we get to see all of his monsters and stuff like that.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's got monster magazines, Aurora model monster.
The little like figure statues of all the Universal monsters. I was like, dude, these are so cool.
Yep. He's in a neck brace. Mm-hmm. He can't describe who attacked him because he didn't see them.
It was too dark and he had a mask.
Yeah, because his dad's asking him about it. You know, who attacked you? Who did this? Gino comes running in with the paper.
He's like, dude, you're famous.
Yeah.
You're on the front page.
And it's funny because Frankie's upset because they call him a 10-year-old and he's not 10. That's
just
a kid thing. That's such a kid touch.
Yeah, that is. The big plot drop, though, is that this is linked to a series of killings that have been happening over the years.
Yep, 11 others.
Yeah, and then it's a serial killer that targets kids.
And this is something that Karen had missed, but his brother clearly says molested and killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, because Karen was worrying about motivation of the killer later on. And I'm like, because she kind of missed that part.
I mean, I think you can tell it just because of how forceful he is in the murder of Melissa that you see.
There's a subtext there.
Yeah. And that's like, how do you depict that in a thing without making it like hard R, but still convey it? So
right. And
but the big thing is he notices the first victim is Melissa Ann Montgomery, the little girl whose spirit he saw.
That's right.
And she keeps kind of popping up now and again. I really like. This is out of context maybe, but there's a part where he gets a typewriter he ordered from somewhere far away. He has this cool relationship with the mailman where he's like, buddy, your package is coming.
Yeah.
It came all the way from like this place.
Yeah,
and,
it's a very small town,
yeah.
60s. Everyone knows each other.
But there's a part after he gets it where she comes to visit him and she actually like picks up some paper and like threads it through and tries to like type him a message on it. And she'll like play with the toys in his room a little bit. And, it was interesting.
Yeah.
And so he kind of takes it on himself at that point to like, well, I need to solve this mystery so that she can have peace and be reunited with her mother.
Yep. And we learned that the janitor's been charged with the murder in the meantime. Harold Williams is his name, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Willie's his nickname.
Willie, yeah. Williams.
Like I said, Angelo's fighting against that, but kind of the vibe from his cop buddy is just like, we've been screwed on this case this entire time. We kind of just want to lay it to rest.
Yeah, and we get a little bit more backstory about the little girl too, because it says her body was thrown into the waters at Widow's Peak.
Yeah,
which is home of the infamous Lady in White, a local ghost legend. Which apparently pretty much every place ever has a Lady in White.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about your Lady in Red, and I was going to ask you if because you grew up in this area. Was there like a Lady in White legend? Is it the Lady in Red? Is that the...
So there is a Lady in White story in Kentucky I know of. I can't quite source it in my mind right now, but I know I've heard that before. Our Lady in Red, it was supposed to be that originally that place was a high school, which I know it was. I don't know if the actual story is true, but the story was that it was like a lady and like it was like prom night or something and she was murdered and That's why she's in a red dress. Okay. It was for prom. And
right. All right. But where I grew up, and I'm sorry, was it
I mean, that's the gist of it. It's one of those things that's very tenuous, and I suspect if you researched it, you couldn't really source it.
Yeah, sure. And there's probably different dozen variations of it.
Yeah.
Where I grew up in Harrodsburg, we've got one.
Oh.
And we've even got a grave, which is the coolest part, because it is next to a park. It's at Young's Community Park, which used to be like this place where there were like these mineral springs that people would come to, and there was like a hotel there and everything. So, and this grave is still there. You can go see it today. I hung around it many a time back in the day. It's just an unknown grave, and it says, I'm going to read it, but I do have it memorized, but it just says, "Hallowed and hushed be the place of the dead. Step softly, bow head."
Oh, dude.
And there's a picture. I'll show you the
That's
picture.
amazing.
Yeah, that's the picture of the grave right there.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. I hung out at that park all the time. But she is Our Lady, or Dancing Lady is what she's called. She's supposed to be wearing white. She was supposed to have showed up to this party in like the 1850s. No one really knew who she was. She danced with a bunch of people, but died in someone's arms. So no one was ever really able to identify her, so she was just buried there on the property. And there her grave remains.
Damn.
There's been some theories of who she was since. But yeah, of course, the local legend is that sometimes you can see her out dancing in the park.
Damn. Okay,
I never got to, unfortunately.
I found the one I know. It's from Harlan County.
Okay.
And it's about the Black Joe Bridge. But it's about there's a lady in white, and that when you drive over the bridge, you can see her in the rearview mirror. And sometimes I think it's like a hitchhiking thing, or it's like she wants a ride kind of thing. And then when you cross, she's gone. That sort of deal. And they think that this was like a woman that died violently near to the bridge, and her soul is kind of bound to that area.
Cool. Yeah, so that was our local lady in white, which is pretty cool because there's like so much actual evidence. You know, like there's the grave and everything. You know, there's something happened somewhere.
Oh, and you know what? If you've got a lady in white story in your area, write in and let us know. We love that shit.
Yeah, let us know. It's good stuff.
But it's just a very common style of urban legend.
Yeah,
so
all around the world. I was looking it up on Wikipedia, and like pretty much every freaking country, everywhere has some lady in white sort of legend.
And then what is it? The college that's local to us, EKU. They have the Blue Lady, I think, right, or something
like that. Yeah. It's been a while since I've heard that one.
Anyways, that's far afield of the film at this point. So
yeah, it's just
it's cool
because this is based off the lady in white that the director knew about, which was in New York.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Phil and Tony come in, and we saw them briefly because his dad is he's like a metalsmith. He works with metals and stuff, welder and all that, and they work with him, and they're like his best friends.
Yeah, they went to high school together. They've been buddies for forever.
Especially Phil, they're like brothers because Phil grew up with him. We find out,
and we learned that Phil has been teaching Frankie how to hunt.
Yep,
shoot a bow.
Got a new bow for him. Frankie's nickname is Broken Arrow.
Right. Because his bow was jacked up and it would always shoot like off from where he aimed.
I won't make any John Woo movie jokes or anything like this. Yeah, and then at some point, Phil and Frankie's dad have a talk about a little backstory. Like his parents died early, so he grew up like Frankie's grandma basically raised him. He's essentially an uncle.
He's kind of a brother to him, Angelo.
Yeah. So yeah, that night Melissa comes into his room. That's when she's like playing with his stuff and all that. But then the music kind of gets a little ominous, and we pan over, and there's this like lady in white looking in the window at Frankie.
Yeah. And she's creepy.
A little creepy. And then we see her walking through the woods, and there's this great atmosphere here. I love it because it's fog shrouded, and it's just it's gorgeous. You know,
it's like one of those great woods where it's like you can tell it's a set.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
It looks even better. It makes it more ethereal. Yeah. It's like an old Hammer film or something.
Yeah.
You know? And she walks to this old house by the sea, which we can infer is Widow's Peak. Next day is a scene at the church. This is when things really do start to get serious, too. Because the Reverend's given this, what are those called? Sermons. You can tell I go to church. about like forgiveness, and they're they should be thankful that Frankie is alive
because he could have been the next victim.
But then the mother of one of the previous kids, Richie, I think
Richie's his name.
I think he was the last one that was killed. She steps up and is like, "Oh, our Richie is still gone. Why should we be thankful?
What makes that kid any better?"
Yeah. And she's like, Harold Williams needs to die, and his family's right there in the fucking church.
Yeah.
In the back, of course. And they're getting up to leave, and the mother of Richie is giving her a hard time. And she fucking faints.
Yeah.
She's overwhelmed.
And nobody does shit except for Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo runs up to her and helps her.
Yeah. Everybody else just sits there fucking judging people in the church when you're not supposed to do that.
Yep.
Bunch of goddamn hypocrites.
Yep. Meanwhile, Frankie has gone back to school. He's digging up the vent, digging stuff out of the grate, things that fell in there. He's like bringing out like a jack, some other items. He has a barrette that he finds. But
the one thing that's different is a high school class ring.
Yes. Yep. One of those big old chunky old-fashioned class rings.
And so he wants to go talk to his dad about it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he goes to like his little metalworking thing, and he's coming up to his office, but he stops and kind of peeks in the door because he's in there talking to the policeman. And the policeman's like, this case against the janitor, it's fallen apart. We don't have any evidence. We don't have anything that links him to any of the kids other than the fact he worked at the school.
Yeah. But he's a perfect scapegoat because he's black. And the sheriff actually says that.
Yeah. And he's even saying, like, has your kid remembered anything else? Could he identify him? Would he say it's him?
Right.
And Angelo's like, if it's not him, then it's not him. We need to find the real person.
Yeah. And the sheriff says that they did find blood in the cloakroom, Melissa's blood. So they know that she was not killed. She was killed there. Not, at Widow's Peak. So while Frankie is listening, Phil comes up behind him and kind of startles Frankie. And Frankie just kind of starts spilling everything out,
Because he trusts Phil.
Sure.
Again, he's like an uncle to him.
And he's talking about how whoever went back to the grate wanted to get the ring out of it. That's what he was looking for.
Because it must be theirs. It must have fallen off when he was struggling with Melissa.
Because he knew, and whoever did this knew that the furnace was being replaced. Because that was a line dropped earlier in the movie, too, by the teacher.
Mm-hmm. And in doing so, as they changed those pipes out, they would find the ring.
Exactly.
And thus connect it to him.
Right.
And Phil's kind of put off by this, but again, it's so much of an information dump. Like, what reaction would you have?
Right. Also, before this, when he's getting his typewriter out of his package, he actually drops the ring. Because he's so excited about his typewriter. It falls out of his pocket. Which
is important, because he loses it, and then his brother actually finds it, but keeps it secret, because he thinks it could be valuable.
Yep. And then we get a scene of Frankie and the other kids, the two bullies he's still hanging out with for whatever reason. They're pedaling through the neighborhood, and they're passing a house, like an old creepy house. And this is where the voiceover comes back suddenly, talking about a piano teacher that lived there.
Yeah.
Used to teach the kids, but she had like a mental breakdown or something and tried to kill herself.
Yeah, it's one of those things like the town knows the stories, but the kid doesn't really know.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously they've probably been shielded from that, but...
Yeah, but they could hear a piano being played from inside. So she's still there. She's still alive. Just no one ever sees her. She's very reclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But we see that she's also watching the kids as they're pedaling away. So Frankie and the bullies, they go to the Widow's Peak house. Because that's what kids do. They go to the haunted house and check shit out, right?
Dare each other to go inside.
Sure. So they go in there, and Donald scares them with the baby alligator that he bought. Sam, he calls him. But in the ruckus, Sam gets loose, and he's crawling away. And he crawls into this room. Frankie goes in there, and it's like this immaculately kept little girl's room.
And he quickly realizes it's Melissa's room.
Yeah, there's like a picture of Melissa with supposedly her mother. Mm-hmm. And also he finds like the matching set to the hair clip that he has. Yeah.
That's the big smoking gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a great fucking scene where like they're trying to capture the alligator. And they're on the steps, and they're trying to flush it one way.
Uh-huh.
And then as the kid's coming down the steps, you just start to see this kind of shadow form out behind him.
Right.
And it's the woman that's living there sneaking up behind him.
Yeah, a lady in white.
Seemingly.
And she's all kind of old and scary looking, whatever. And they freak out and run out. Frankie comes out of the little girl's room, is looking around. Hey, what's the problem? And then we with this cool ethereal shot almost of her almost gliding down the steps.
Yeah, and she's like outstretching her arms toward him.
Yeah. So he freaks and he runs out. Oh gosh, which is understandable.
Sure, yeah. And then he bumps into Gino, right? As he's fleeing.
Yeah.
Because Gino was looking for him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't home yet.
And at this point, it's Christmas time, too. So we've been getting all this nice Christmas ambiance.
Mm-hmm. And Frankie tries to, like, info dump on Gino and explain everything, but it's just, and he doesn't really understand what's going on.
Yeah, he's talking about the ring. He says he lost it. And Gino doesn't say anything at first about the ring because he had found it at this point. But then we see Gino going back to the trunk of his dad's, and he's comparing two rings. There's a ring identical to it in the trunk. That was his dad's. That has the initials ARS on it. And he's kind of having to clean the other ring to decipher the initials on it.
Yeah, there's some like jewelry polish in there, so he's trying to like polish it and see the inscription. And he's got like a yearbook that he's going to try to reference that.
Then Gino comes back to the room. They share a room, he and Frankie. And this is the fun part, because he sees Melissa. Melissa had come to visit Frankie, and she's there. And he was like, holy shit.
And I love it because Frankie's like, don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Don't freak out. But then we hear the clock striking 10. So she just automatically starts reenacting.
Yeah, she locks into that and just starts heading toward the school.
And they start following her.
And so Frankie realizing that's like, we have to follow her because if we keep following her, we can see where she goes after the coat room.
Yeah, maybe get more clues and stuff. So they get there and they see her being carried out of the school. And at some point, Gino steps on some glass or something because he had like his slippers on.
Yeah, it's like they ran out in their pajamas and
so he can't follow immediately.
It's just a reason to put him out of the scene for a while.
Yeah. But we see her being carried to the cliff to Widow's Peak.
And this is another disturbing part because he like hovers her over the edge.
Yeah.
And she regains consciousness for a moment.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Yeah.
And she's like screaming for her mom and shit. And Frankie's watching the whole time, and then he just drops her.
Chucks her. But that's not the end.
No. Because then we see another spirit come out. And it's her mother.
It is the lady in white.
They're looking for her. And she sees her daughter's body down there on the rocks, and she just jumps over the cliff.
Yep.
Out of despair.
Poor Frankie, man.
Yeah, he's seen all sorts of fucking shit, man. No 12-year-old should see this. So the next day, Gino is sick in the bed. He's got pneumonia from being out in the cold all night. We get some more weird comedy relief with the grandparents and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which I love that when he's down there, like investigating the ring, the one time that Grandpa comes down there.
Yeah.
And Gino catches them and he's like, hey, I won't tell if you won't tell.
Yeah.
That we're both down here.
Yeah, I won't tell. If you don't tell I was in Dad's trunk, I won't tell you down here smoking. And I'm like, okay, all right, it's a good deal. So Phil comes in at one point because the grandmother's taking care of Gino, and Phil mentions how he's taking Frankie out after school for target practice.
Yeah, he got him a new bow. He can shoot straight.
Meanwhile, in between the wacky shenanigans with the smoking grandpa, things get like super duper fucking serious.
Yeah, because we check in on the trial. It's the final judgment on what's going on there.
Yeah, so Williams is acquitted. Not enough evidence.
No evidence.
The grand jury didn't, so he's released, and, he's leaving the courthouse, and some people are happy about it. Others aren't. One of those not happy about it is Richie's mom.
Yeah, and she kind of starts to cut around the crowd and get to the car that he's going to leave in, and the husband's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's like, I just want to apologize.
And she's like, I feel bad about the way I acted. I just want to apologize to him.
Yeah.
And immediately Tiffany goes, oh no.
Yeah.
Because you know where this is going if you've been paying attention at all.
Yep, so Williams is in the car. His wife's outside the car on the other side of Richie's mom because they're taking him back to the police station to get his stuff.
Yeah, that's what he says. He says, I'm going to go get my things and I'm coming home to you.
Yep. But Richie's mom has him roll down the window, and she's like, oh, I just want to say I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And Williams is, says,
he says, I'm surprised, but I thank you for that. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, he's very kind. I understand. I'd be upset if I were you too. And she just fucking shoots him.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Point blank.
And it's kind of a cool shot too because we see the window
shatter a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And in front of his wife.
And she also gets hit by the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's walking off dazed and you think she's just in shock at first, and who's the first person that comes to her
Angelo.
aid again?
Yeah.
Angelo. And of course the mother is taken away.
It's fucking dark, dude.
Very dark. But I do appreciate this movie for that because it's not like at one point it could be the goofball comedy, kind of saccharine, remembering wistfully the before times, the 60s.
Yeah.
But so many movies were doing that, especially in the 80s. Because everyone was talking about everything was set back in the 50s and shit back then, 50s or 60s, because that was such a better time. But those movies usually gloss over all the horrible things going on there.
Right. I like that this one, it gives you it all.
Yeah. It acknowledges that, hey, there were a lot of great things about the 60s, but you know what? There was a lot of fucking shitty things about it too. Mm-hmm. And not a lot of movies in the 80s were acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Like think about like Back to the Future, you know. it just skirts around any of those issues. And I'm not saying every movie has to...
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, delve into civil rights acts, things like that, you know, all the assassinations and political unrest. But it's nice to see it acknowledged.
Hell yeah.
Especially when you're talking about like childhood memories and stuff like that, because I mean that's all part of it. You know, you're a kid, you don't quite understand that shit. All these horrible things happening.
And it's like now you do. Now that you're older, you can get it. But
and it just adds to the horror too. You know, you got this real life horror interfering with the supernatural horror, and it's just I don't know. I appreciate the director for putting it in. And you're right. There was a good point about the Italian family too, because they've been persecuted, I'm sure, somewhere. You know.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like Angelo definitely has a different perspective from a lot of the crowd, and that's why he's able to like extend that empathy to them.
Right.
Which they all should be doing, but
yeah, unfortunately not. It's a good thing that we're all better now. We fixed that problem.
Sure. Yeah. So Phil takes Frankie out to practice.
Ah, yes. But in the meantime, Gino has figured out who possessed that ring.
Well, he takes another trip down to the basement, and he finally gets it clean enough to get the letters, which are MPT.
Yep.
And so he starts to search the yearbook and look through there. He does look up his dad just to kind of confirm the theory. Yeah. And then
he makes his library use roll. Succeeds.
And then he finds the person, and it's Michael P. Terragrossa, which he doesn't recognize at all until he looks at the photo.
Yeah.
And it's Phil.
Yep.
The P is Phil.
P is Phil. And during the discussion earlier with his dad, Frankie's dad, they were talking about, well, I mentioned that, how he died. His parents kind of died when he was young, which I think that's supposed to be part of his motivation. Because when Karen asked me, well, why is he doing this? And I'm thinking, well, you know, he's got psychological hangups. Maybe he, I don't know, like killing children somehow, like kills that part of him. That part of him died when his parents died, so he's like reenacting it.
I mean, I also think he doesn't need a reason. He can just be a terrible person.
Some people are just horrible fucking people that never had psychological issues to begin with, right?
Yeah.
You're right. Probably overthinking it.
And I think he was that person, and I think he just masked it very well, and he had a cover that he showed to the world.
As they often do.
Yeah. And there was no real reason to suspect him until he kind of got twisted up with Frankie here.
Yeah. But yes, then we get the creepy archery scene, as I like to call it.
And see, this is where I think there's definitely a sexual element to it, even if they can't go all the way just to like show you or tell you.
The subtext is enough. Because he's showing him how to shoot the bow, and he's getting like uncomfortably close to like Frankie's ear. And stuff.
He's definitely like huffing the smell, and you can just tell like
you can tell he's getting excited.
Yeah,
and it's I don't want to use the word tasteful, but it is a very, it's not even subtle, but it's probably the best way you could show him getting excited without getting really gross.
When you go further, you get into a Serbian film territory, and then
right.
You may or may not be reaching your audience at that point.
This movie is definitely at least R.
But they finish. He's doing a little better now that he's got the new bow.
Yep.
And so they're packing up and getting ready to head home. And as Frankie climbs in the back and is situating everything in the trunk of the station wagon. Yeah. he hears Phil start whistling. He's whistling a little tune. And then Frankie's kind of like, oh, I know that tune. Hums along. And then it hits him. It's Did You Ever See a Dream Walking?
Yep. And then he just looks at Phil with this abject terror.
Because it all falls into place.
Yeah. And Phil's stopping, and he's like, what's the matter, buddy? You know, what's going on? But then he just understands. He knows. He knows that Frankie knows.
Yep. We have complete understanding.
Yeah. And then kind of the mask falls off, and, you know, Frankie starts locking the doors as Phil is trying to get into the car. And he's like saying shit like, no, just come out. I just want to talk to you. I'm not going to hurt you. You know?
So we just need to talk about what happened. And, you know, this can just be a little secret between you and me. Like, don't even tell your dad, and you'll be fine. I won't hurt you.
Yeah. And he tries getting into the back of the wagon, and Frankie's like rolling up the window, and he gets caught in it, but then just like smashes it with his elbow.
Yeah. That actually got like a oh shit reaction out of Tiffany.
Yeah,
It was very like unexpected.
It was. So then Frankie runs away, runs into the woods with Phil in pursuit. And Frankie's like hiding in the underbrush at one point, like so many hobbits.
Like you do.
As you do. And then Phil's coming up, and he's calling for Frankie, and there's this cool scene where everything just gets darker. You know, the sun's setting, and it's very ethereal. It's very fairy tale.
I like it because for a moment when he's shadowed, Phil looks like how he looked in the closet.
Right.
At school.
Yeah, because it's like a static shot on Phil. He's calling for Frankie to come out, and it's just getting darker and darker around him, and exactly. It's a call back to the cloakroom.
Very cool. But he gets him dead to rights. He has him down on the ground. He's choking him out.
Yeah, he's telling him, you know, he keeps asking, where's the ring? Where's the ring? I'm not going to hurt you. Where's the ring?
If you just give me the ring and then don't tell anyone, I'll stop.
Where's the ring, Lebowski?
And then somebody strikes him from behind.
Yep.
But Frankie's already been choked a bunch, and he kind of passes out. Mm-hmm. This kid passes out a lot.
Well, you would be too if you were choked.
For sure.
Here, let's demonstrate it now. Come over here.
Oh, will you? Come over here.
So Frankie wakes up.
I need it harder, Jason. He wakes up. Yeah, he wakes up.
And he's in a bed, surrounded by candlelight.
It's Melissa's old room.
It is. And there is a older lady in white playing piano.
And we learned that this is Amanda Harper.
Yeah, the piano teacher. Mentioned earlier.
And she was the one that he saw that he thought was a lady in white, but actually isn't.
Yes. And it turns out that she taught Melissa how to play piano. She taught Melissa's mom. And, you know, at this point, because I forget, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, I was thinking, were they lovers? You know, the piano teacher and Melissa's mom. Wow, that's really progressive. This movie's really woke.
Not that woke.
But no, they were sisters.
Right. That ever since her sister and her niece died, she's just wanted to kind of live there in solitude.
Yeah, she's just broken. She tried to kill herself, but she even said, like, they wouldn't let me die, basically. Mm-hmm. So now she's like Mrs. Haversham. She's in this just old white gown and decrepit, spooky looking. She's, you know, not taking good care of herself.
And she's like, "Don't worry, you're safe. I got the guy that was attacking you."
Did she?
Well, she thinks she did.
Because from behind her, Phil starts strangling her.
Yeah. And in their struggle, they start knocking over the thousands of candles that she put in the room.
Yep. And being an old, decrepit house, and this room being filled with, you know, old linen and stuff like that, it goes up pretty fast. Meanwhile, Phil is like beating to death.
Yeah, more trauma for Frankie as he sees Phil brutally smash her to death.
Frankie's trying to get out of there. He's kind of tangled up in the bed sheet, still kind of delirious from being choked out for the second time. And then Phil kind of grabs him, and they're wrestling and fighting, and he gets him out of the house.
He kind of gets him like underarm and is just toting him. And at first you're like, oh, why is he saving him? And then you're like, wait, no, he's curving for the cliffside.
Right, yeah. They're going. Yeah, he's taking him right where he took Melissa.
Which, I mean, that's his MO, so.
Right.
And then we get a great struggle here where he's trying to throw him off the cliff, and Frankie's doing everything he can to stay attached to him so that he won't go over the edge.
Right. And they're fighting and struggling, and Frankie's like hanging off by a thread. But then we see
A fucking lightning bolt tears through the sky, and the actual lady in white appears. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yep.
This just got super metal.
And she flies toward him and scares Phil over the edge.
Yeah.
He falls, and by that time, Angelo and the police have arrived, Gino and all them, and Angelo gets his kid, brings him up over the edge. But Phil's not dead. Phil's still hanging on there too. Mm-hmm.
And this is where we really learn what kind of person Angelo is.
Yeah.
Because despite everything that's happened, he's like, hey man, give me your hand, let me pull you up.
I love that. And you can see him deliberate for a second, but then he's like reaches his hand out and says, take it. And there was there was a line earlier that Phil said to Frankie. It's like, if your dad found out, I wouldn't be able to face him. Mm-hmm. You know, where's the ring at?
Which, do you think there's any kind of like romantic tension there between the two of them, or it might be one-sided perhaps, but I was kind of getting vibes like that.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was too, especially with their earlier, scene together and stuff. And sure,
because it even seems like from Phil's perspective, like Angelo's family was like an off-limits thing, because he even tells Frankie at first when they're struggling, like, I would have never attacked you to start with. You had that mask on. I didn't know it was you.
Right.
If I had just known it was you in there, I would have just got you out, and
yeah, right.
I wouldn't have attacked you to start with.
Right. Yeah, I think the subtext I think it's there. You could read it that way or not. It could just be brotherly love. It could be more than that.
Sure.
But for like 60s adult men of a certain age, they are portrayed as being extremely emotional, which could just be the whole late 80s and not every father was like that in the 60s. I'm sure there were many that were very emotional and open and shit. But normally in like media portrayals, you don't see that.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
Any way you want to read it, I think it's really cool.
It's touching.
Yeah.
And I always love it when a good person, will legitimately offer to save even a bad person. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we get, because he takes Angelo's hand, and then they just kind of lock eyes.
Yeah.
And look at one another. And you can see the turn in Phil's face.
He can't live with himself.
As he just becomes completely disgusted with himself.
Yeah. So he just lets go of the branch he's holding on to and lets go of Phil and lets go of Angelo and falls onto the rocks.
Yeah.
Just like that. Hear that sound? That's what it sounded like when his skull burst on the rocks.
And then we kind of start to pan out. Everyone's reunited together. The cottage is burning. And it starts to snow.
Yeah.
And we get kind of a, camera pans up, lifts into the sky. Mm-hmm. Oh, but no, before that, though, we do see the end result of the crazy ghost stuff.
Yeah.
Where Melissa's united with her mother.
Yes.
They thank Frankie. And then they fucking like spin into like a thing of light and blast off into space.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like alien angels or something. It's amazing.
I was like, hell yeah. What the fuck?
It's great.
Let's go.
It's great. The end.
That's the end.
We don't even go back to like the wraparound, like the beginning, it's just...
The last time you heard the wraparound, it was probably before any of this final act.
Yeah. It just shows that that's not necessary. I don't think the flashback setup is necessary.
And I had a big hang up with that about the ending, because I think if you have that at the start, it has to come back at the end to that.
I agree.
And then he has to say something, and has to have some kind of meaning, or we see him like kneel at the grave and shed a tear or something.
Right.
To just not complete it at all, it's just weird.
Or like the cab driver's like, wow, that's an amazing story. I'm going to tell my wife, I'm going to continue this story so it lives on or whatever.
So people still remember Melissa and whatever.
There should have been something.
Anything.
You don't just start a flashback and not end it. But having said that, what else do you have to say about this movie? Any other fun facts
I got some
or anything?
more fun facts. Hold on here. Let's see here. Okay, so the lady in white legend that he was pulling from, so there was a lady dressed in white that had a daughter that disappeared at the hands of a predatory young suitor. And so she would roam the lake front to this very day searching for her missing daughter.
Yeah.
Her supposed residence is actually the base of a demolished hotel that was built in the 1800s known as the White Lady's Castle. It's become a popular tourist attraction and a party site for teenagers to meet at.
Nice. And that was in Rochester, New York, right?
Yep. This was the first role for Lucas Haas.
Did a great job.
Did a great job.
Good kid actor.
Great job in future stuff. I always know him from, was it Mars Attacks?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Which in there, his character, I think, is called Richie, which is funny because that's the dead kid that's very contended over in this. Emily Tracy, who plays Frankie's mother, is Lucas Haas's real mother.
Right.
Slight role, you just see her in that flashback.
Yeah,
but
nice. Oh, yeah, he was in Witness, too, that came out around the same time.
Ooh.
The Harrison Ford movie.
Yeah.
That's really good, too. Yeah.
See, I've seen that.
He's excellent in that as well.
The mask that he has for trick-or-treating, his Lugosi mask, apparently the director asked his friend Richard J. Silverthorne, who played the adult Lucifer in Fear No Evil, to design the mask. Nice. He told him to make it representative of Bela Lugosi's guise as Dracula.
Of course, why wouldn't you?
Apparently, some people at the time when it came out thought it was a Richard Nixon mask.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a little too scary.
The piano song that they hear kind of wistfully coming out of the cottage at the start when they go there is Claire de Lune. Very classic piano piece by Claude Debussy. If you're a piano teacher, I'm sure that's in your repertoire.
Most likely. Especially
to teach kids. They managed to recoup most of the film's budget before they even got it into theaters. They sold the foreign rights to Samuel Goldwyn Productions for $1 million advance and 70% of all foreign sales. Their foreign earnings ended up being over $2.7 million. New Century Vista got the film for U.S. distribution, guaranteeing $1 million in prints and ads to promote the picture. It premiered April 22nd, 1988 in 90 theaters in L.A. and Chicago.
Did not do that well.
Did not do well at all. Terrible gross.
Critical reception was good, though.
It was dropped by a number of Southern California theaters after its first week due to weak attendance and a glut of other films that were competing for screens.
It was the 80s.
It was screened at a few festivals, the London Film Festival. It won some kind of little prize for, not like an actual award, but like one of those ones where they acknowledge it sort of thing. But yeah, it failed in the theater. And it kind of was only later down the road it started to get this kind of cult following and built up around it.
Yeah.
Like so many good 80s horror films do.
Right. It found more life on VHS, like a lot of those movies did. That's where I discovered it.
Speaking of, it was introduced to the home video market on both VHS and Betamax.
Oh, man, that must have been the last days of Beta.
By Virgin Vision. They acquired the home media rights for $2 million. Much later, it had an Anchor Bay release in 93. And then it got a Laserdisc and DVD release on Elite Entertainment, which also included a director's cut that had 4 more minutes of footage added. And then that director's cut was reissued onto DVD by MGM in 2005. And that also included bonus clips of 36 minutes of extra deleted footage with commentary from the director about those scenes and why they were cut. This actually had a lot of releases, which is funny.
It is funny.
2016, Scream Factory kind of tried to do the Ultimate Blu-ray edition. It had that original 113-minute theatrical cut, the prior director's cut, and an even newer, more extended director's cut that totaled up to 127 minutes. That is out of print. I have down here in my notes that a place called Sandpiper Pictures did a Blu-ray release in September of last year. I know nothing about that release.
I hadn't seen
what's
either.
in it. So
Must have been pretty small.
I don't know.
Interesting.
And somewhere again out there's a 160-minute version that is the director's true and ultimate vision. Whether it is good or bad, who knows?
I would be interested in seeing that, but I can't imagine any more length would have just been too much for this movie, I think. I think you could shave 10 minutes.
I would cut all the narrations and the wraparound intro.
Yeah. That's probably 5 minutes right there.
Unless that extra footage has the closing piece.
That's a good question.
And then it could
I wonder
work.
if it does, yeah. Interesting.
And that's all the notes I have. I don't know if you have any extra
No, you hit everything I was going
facts.
to. No. Other than memories of renting this back in the day, you know. I think one of the movie places even had the big poster up on the wall for a while. So it was fairly popular, you know.
And it's got a cool poster, too.
Yeah. Yeah, very understated, kind of creepy. It's just a shot of him in the loft area of the cloakroom.
It looks great.
That fan light in there looks good. Yeah. So, what did you think about the movie? Or should I go first since I've seen it, and then we get your input?
Sure, yeah, I'll let you go first.
Okay, all right.
You picked this. You chose this.
Yes, I chose it for a couple of reasons. One, apparently because it's a whimsical film with children. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, no, I hadn't seen this in probably 35 years or something. But it holds up pretty well. It's pretty much as good as I remember it. Yeah, I've already kind of praised how it acknowledges the horrible things about the 60s while also acknowledging the cool, fun things about it. Because I hate it when movies show the past in this, rose-tinted glasses and all that shit. And, it was so much. It's just, fuck, no, it wasn't. There's always been shitty things going on.
And in that way, the Stephen King energy it channels, I think, is pretty true.
Yeah.
Because with like It and stuff like that, they really do show you that there was lots of shitty stuff going on even back then.
Right, exactly. But no, the performances are great. I love the feel of the movie. Like you said, the photography is great. It has that nice balance of reality but fantasy. It's a pretty good mystery, pretty good thriller, I think. I kind of wish there were more red herrings here and there. There's not a lot of suspects to choose from.
Right.
But,
yeah, I think Tiffany's initial suspect was...
the grandfather, the smoking grandfather.
A lot of the times that Angelo hangs out with Phil, they have a third dude who's also their friend, and he's a little more like rough around the edges acting.
Yeah, you don't see him as much.
She thought it was him.
Yeah.
So it's a good twist that it's the more like closer friend.
Yeah.
In the end.
It's gonna be one of them because Karen was like, "Well, it's one of them, right?" It's like,
There's just not enough other adult characters to pull from.
Right. Maybe there should have been. I don't know. But all the performances are great. It's got a cool feel, cool ambiance. It's got some genuinely kind of like scary parts, kind of thrilling and unexpected. You feel danger. This was a movie that wasn't afraid to put children in danger.
It's your jam.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I wonder if Erica has this in her book or something.
I don't know.
You have her book?
I do have it. I'll have to give it a little browse after this.
Take a look. Because it's not one that would come to mind immediately. Do ghost deaths count? Because hers is specifically about children's deaths.
I mean, we got 11 murdered kids in this film, so...
There was a funny thing I kind of noticed watching this again was how Frankie's story he ripped off from 20,000 Fathoms ended with a Deus Machina because the ground just opens up and swallows the dinosaur.
Right.
Does this movie end with a Deus Machina?
I mean,
the lady in white?
The ghost shows up.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, I think that if we talk about like stories where you have a ghost and you're trying to resolve their thing to make them pass on, he brought the killer to the spot to make it all happen.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I kind of like that symmetry. That's something I wouldn't have caught when I was a teenager watching this, but it kind of sticks out now. So that's kind of amusing.
The story he wrote has a Deus Ex Machina, and then his own horror story that he lives also is resolved. Yeah.
It's great.
That's cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not sure what else to say about it. It's great. It's a great Halloween movie. The ambiance is fantastic. I love the vintage decorations.
I'm gonna have to look up that Sandpiper Pictures release and see if it's worth buying.
Yeah, you get a little bit of Christmas too. I like Christmas. Christmas is good.
Twice a year you can watch this if you want.
So I think it still holds up pretty well. I like it. I would recommend it to people who like older films. The opticals get a little wonky sometimes, so the effects aren't the best.
I thought a lot of the effects were charming, especially the ghost effects when they would do the we shot the footage of them and then we make it kind of see through.
Right.
Or like a lot of the light effects when they're like transforming or swooping into space.
Sure.
Like it's that like they just drew it in as like art.
Yeah.
Kind of effects.
Yeah. But like some of the fire opticals and stuff maybe aren't the best, and that's going to take a lot of people out, I think. But I mean, if you put yourself in the mindset of an older movie, plus it kind of also adds to that fairy tale like quality of the film, I think.
Sure.
So I think it holds up remarkably well. Now I would give it probably. I'm going to give it. I'm hovering between 3.5 or 4. I'm going to give it 3.5.
Okay.
I'm giving it 3.5 stars.
Wow. All right. Well, I thought this was just an early wild film, especially for the tonal shifts. You're bouncing between. You've got your sweet Amblin family film going on. You've got like an urban legendy ghost story going on.
Right.
You've got a serial killer thriller mystery going on.
Something for everybody, man.
And you're just banging between all of those for 2 hours with reckless abandon.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that Stephen King author intro going on, and then you've got the Stephen King like very Stand By Me, kids in peril on an adventure kind of thing going on. Mm-hmm. It made me think about The Black Phone a little bit. That's also a film that I think is in that same vein of like kids getting wrapped up into trouble and like their off vague remembered youth.
Right.
But then like when it needs to go dark, it goes dark.
Yeah.
And it just fucking does it. And a lot of the scenes are very disturbing. The attack on Melissa.
Yeah.
And just thinking about it too from the perspective of you're this kid seeing all this and going through this. Super traumatizing. Crazy. Mm-hmm. I really liked the commentary worked into the film, especially on racism and prejudice.
Yeah.
Definitely has to be a conscious decision to frame it the way they framed it. And I like that it's not even really like the main plot of the film, but it's just kind of like a really fair depiction of the time. I think that some things were better and some things were not. And
Right.
It was all there at the same time. And I like the way the mystery plays out. I do think, like you, maybe there could have been some more red herrings. But I like that the linchpin is the class ring and the way it unfolds with like, oh, the dad has this class ring. Oh, they're from the same class. Oh, search the yearbook. Mm-hmm. And like the building blocks of that is really cool for a mystery. Loved all the what the fuck moments when he astral travels, when he is unconscious after being choked out the first time, and he's like flying over the city, just fucking crazy. And then the end when the lady in white finally shows up and like gets her justice.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, man, this is crazy.
It's good.
I just think it's a good ass movie on every level as far as production. The acting is great. Again, cinematography is just gorgeous. We watched this on Tubi. I think you did too, right?
Did.
Yeah. That has to be from like the Scream Factory print or something. It was so pristine, so good looking. The colors, the visuals. Yeah. Even the way they would kind of block out some of the shots, I would just be like, oh, this looks interesting. This is really cool. What's going on? The score is all over the place, but in a good way. Where like when it's the Amblin thing, the music is very like very
up and
very hokey and upbeat, and
then it's not afraid to get scary either.
Yeah, but it goes through like all the emotions the film goes through. The music is like right there hitting it at the same time.
Yeah.
So I would almost want to give this a perfect score of 5. I just do have those few quibbles where I feel like some little things didn't add up. I don't like that there's the frame story and they don't keep it the whole way and there's no end frame for it.
Right.
Especially like the first hour is pretty heavy with like his voiceovers as a narrator. And then I think the back hour, there's maybe 1 or 2 times where he kind of pops in and gives you a little kernel and then it's like, where did you go, dude? Like,
it's almost surprises you when it pops. Oh, yeah.
Was the cabbie also like a killer and he like attacked you and you're gone now from the story or what happened? I just don't think if you're going to do that, you got to do the whole thing. And if you're not doing the whole thing, you don't need any of that in there.
Right.
So it's weird. And I wonder sometimes what's in that like longer 160-minute cut. Maybe there's payoffs there. Maybe it would be too much and it's bloated.
I think we should track that down.
I'm going to look up that file and see if it was just the rip from the disc or what it was. But I really liked this. I was really surprised, especially when it started, and I was like, oh, this is another like The Children or something, and Jason's on his old bullshit, feeling nostalgic and wanting like an 80s little kid in peril movie. So I was truly amazed, truly loved it, truly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
As I said along the way, it unlocked a lot of feelings in me of my childhood and like our little elementary school urban legend about a ghost, and gave me feels and took me back to a time and a place. So
nice.
I vaguely understand why you keep doing this now, because one of these films finally clicked with me.
All right. I knew if I kept doing it.
So I will continue to tease you about it because it's very funny.
It is.
But when you want to cry, just know that underneath that, I understand. I get it.
Good deal.
And I gave this 4 stars.
Oh,
I can't believe that you didn't give it 4 stars.
I was suffering.
Holy shit.
You know how stingy I am. 3.5 is pretty good for me.
Sure.
I might give it 4. I'm going to give it 4. You've talked me into it.
Cool.
I'm giving it 4.
Yes. 4 stars.
Because you're right.
Genre exposure stamp of approval.
That's right. It's a 4-star movie. You heard it here first, folks. Sweet. Well, I hope that some other people might hear this and then go check out this movie.
Yeah, if you've never seen it, it's worth a watch, especially if you're an 80s horror person.
Yeah. It's also a good like entry movie for a younger person.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
As long as they can pay attention. They're not like...
As long as they're not like TikTok brained.
Right. I don't know what young kids watch. I don't know if David had the attention span for a movie like this.
So great pick, Jason. That brought us back after Bury the Bride.
Yes.
To avoid repeating that mistake.
Yes.
I'm going to make my next pick come from our listener suggestion pile.
Oh, right. It's about time we got back to that anyway.
We recently got some new ones. And one stood out to me because someone pitched 2 different films. And one of which I have seen and you haven't seen. And one of which you have seen but I haven't seen.
Oh. Maybe we should do both.
And I thought that was really funny. And I remember you saying that you weren't the fondest of the one that you had already seen.
Okay.
But I am very fond of the one that I have seen.
Okay.
So I think that's the right play to call at this moment.
All right, cool.
So next time, we are going to be going to 2013. We're going into our beloved world of A24 to check out Under the Skin, directed by Jonathan Glazer.
Ah, okay. Excellent. This has been on my list to watch for years.
Yes, I knew that as well.
For some reason, I just had not gotten around to it. So cool.
This is like kind of one of the earlier A24 flicks before they like established their formula 100% on the horror side. I'll hit you with the synopsis. It's very short because it's a odd film.
Yeah.
A seductive stranger prowls the streets of Glasgow in search of prey, unsuspecting men who fall under her spell.
Nice.
And I'll say nothing more because everything is interesting about learning as you go on this one.
Cool.
Scarlett Johansson plays the lead, famously. Some other cool people in there. We'll get into all that next time.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
It is a very serious film. It's a very somber film. Don't go looking for fun times there, but we will have a cool discussion about it, I bet.
Sounds perfect. I have a good excuse to finally watch it.
Yes. I've got the Blue already, so I'll just pop that shit in and give it a watch. All that being said, reach out to us. Let us know what you've been watching, what you think is cool. Have you seen The Lady in White? Did you enjoy it?
And let us know if you have any Lady in White.
Tell us your local urban legend ghost story that you have. I want to know. Maybe if we get some, we'll share them on the air.
That'd be cool.
Tell some ghost stories as we ever approach closer to October and the most holy of times. But yeah, let us know what you've been watching. Send us film requests. We will pepper them in as we have them when it's a good time. Because right now the reserves are a little low.
We'll get to them.
We'll get to them.
There's a couple of disturbing ones I'm getting in the mood to go watch.
And those seem to do the best based on the old the old numbers there that are coming in.
Everyone loves a good freak show, man.
Sure. But all that said, you can reach out to us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, emails at genreexposure@gmail.com. I don't think either one of us care too much about social media these days, but we do log into our account and we do check them and we'll get back to you eventually.
Yes. If you're in the ethereal realm, come visit us.
Yes.
Like Melissa does.
Send your spirit forth and we are open to receiving it and hearing from you. But all that being said, you have been listening to Genre Exposure.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.